Sean, is that you or artificial intelligence? Who wrote that? Be honest. Be honest. Don't hide it. Is it AI or is it you?
Yes.
I know it's you.
It's
I
me.
can see the guitar. If people are,
Guitar's here.
the guitar is there.
I love a guitar.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know how
can.
to play guitar, but I love a guitar.
Well,
And
it
I have fun.
it sounded all right, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you wrote it or AI did it for you.
Well, funny enough, I literally just picked it up and that's what came to my head. That's what that's what came in and came out. But
That's how it is. I can't
that's how
learn
it is.
anything. If I don't improvise, like I can't even remember a Christmas song. I have to kind of like find it while I go.
There
Which
you go.
that's
Yeah.
what I like to do is my meditation. I said that many times. And
Yeah.
hey, I'm glad to be on your show. Music
Ah,
evolves. Tell me about
yes.
it. What the
Well,
hell is that?
it's what is it? Well, it's
What
where
the hell is that?
what the hell is that? I get to explore how and technology shapes music and impacts creativity, and ultimately look at how we create music, produce music, present music, perform music, consume music, everything around music,
Eat
and
music.
eat music, drink music, smoke music. I don't know, whatever you like to do. It's all fair game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm for me the best conversations are when people are pushing the boundaries on creativity. And funny enough, as I say that, that's why we're kind of, I don't want to say we're at odds, but we have perhaps differing opinion. Maybe we align on some things, but maybe at odds on where AI plays a role. I think so. I wrote an article. I'll quickly say this, and I'll let you jump in. Wrote an article on the use of AI to create music, and I put a position in the article that I said use it for creative aspects of making music. Maybe don't use it for commercial, because what I think the issue I have is that AI and those tools are built using libraries of existing stuff, most of which has licenses and rights and ownership, and somebody spent time making that stuff and creating that stuff. And if it was me, I have some music. The intro to the show I wrote. No, there's no AI in that. I wrote that piece and I performed that piece and I recorded it and produced it and it became part of my show.
Yeah.
But
Yes and no.
yeah,
That's where I jumped in, and I pretty
I know.
much replied to your post with an entire post. And I was tempted to turn it into a newsletter, but I have another one I have to write. So I
There you
just
go.
made a long post about that because you talk about. I mean, one thing is being inspired, and one thing is exploiting other people's music. And I absolutely agree with that. Sometimes you do it not intentionally, and that's what I kind of highlight in my post because, first of all, I think it's hard now not to play other people's music, even involuntarily. I mean, like I said, I just sit on the piano and I start going around. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, this is I don't know, the soundtrack of Il Postino, or because it
Right.
sounds familiar, and I know I naturally go in that direction. That's the melody in my head, and then maybe I'm like, hey, this is, I don't know, Game of Thrones, like na na
Right.
na na, right?
Yeah.
And it's like we are made of our experience. I think the difference is that, yeah, we do ingest years of tapes and vinyls,
Mm.
people like me and you, and digital music, and it kind of forged who we are. I mean, any blues song is probably inspired by, the blues scale and a certain, riff and a certain. But the point is, you then turn it into your own. right? You put your
Right.
own emotion, you can hold
Yeah.
the note a little longer, or you make it a little
Hmm.
sad, or whatever it is, the
Re-
way you feel.
Or
But
there's a
you do
breath
that
in
with
there, or you screw
photography.
it up. Yeah, it's the same
You
with
do that
photos.
with painting. You do that with photography. I do it with writing. I mean, I write the kid's story, and I'm thinking
Mm.
like, damn, this sounds like I don't know, like a Disney movie. But yeah, I've watched a gazillion of those. I'm not really
Yeah.
intentionally copying, and so it's very delicate to decide what was copied and what's not. And I think that's where a lot of people bump head. When there are important, I mean, there's a judge involved and there's
Mm.
lawyers, and it's like, yeah, you copy that because there's more than 7 notes in a row with the tempo,
Right.
and I don't even know the rule. I'm just making this up. But AI it's different, and is it intentional though? The copy, or is it intentional that it learn and then it just produce something that may not be art, might be maybe kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to talk about this topic, and yeah, is it good music? Is it better? Is it too perfect? Is it missing the human
Right.
element? Some of that stuff came in to this as well, and I think for this particular piece, and hopefully we're going to put a panel together with a few folks who have some thoughts on this and opinions and have seen case law and whatever. Um, yeah, when is it overstepping? And I mean, in the article I write about, I think you touched on it as well. Just, I mean, DJs use LPs and
Sampling.
create new stuff, and then they sample and mix things together, and then and yeah, I know somebody wrote has a few albums out, and she had DJs remix for the club, so her stuff was very ethereal, with beats behind it, and then the DJs, like three or four of them, famous DJs, remixed and took it to the clubs, and it's cool. But she asked them, or they got the permission to do that, and I think that's the key thing is if you're using. I think maybe that's the other key thing. It's obvious, right? If somebody
Right.
now it's less obvious, and I
Right.
use the
It's
word sneaky in my article.
yeah.
Um,
That sucks.
and and
That's the
and
part that
and, you,
sucks.
and people using it may not even know, right, that it's pulling from some famous song and
Mm.
using some model that the AI know works because people always select that output when it's prompted a certain way, and it says, well, people must like this, I'm going to keep feeding that, and I don't know, it gets sneaky, and uh, and I struggle with, and this is where I kind of circle. I struggle with my creative side when I'm creating something. I want tools to make it better, but I don't want it to take away from what I'm doing creatively in my head and my feeling and my mood, my surroundings, my environment, whatever is all fed into it, which AI can't do. So I struggle with that. I struggle with um, does it does it produce something that is good or not, or like I think we both mentioned, if it has a flaw, maybe that's better. Maybe that breath in there. Or I talk about the string. When you're
Hmm.
sliding your fingers on the strings, it's that's part of it. Does AI get? I don't know. So
Well,
that
that's kind of when I wrote the last episode about the the newsletter, the lo-fi, right? The imperfection of the music that is actually what
right.
makes it special. And it's not as clear as is the digital, and there is that distortion, there is the crackle of the vinyl, and it may as well be that if artificial intelligence go listen to an old blues, today I have blues in my head, but from the 30s, for example, a bluegrass or something like that, with a bad microphone, and you can really hear the banging on the guitar and the strings and its crackle. Maybe I may think it's cool and may reproduce that. So here's the question: is if you go philosophical with that, what if AI is not copying, but is just liking something and decided to kind of play in that style like we do? I mean, we don't really know how AI works. So I'm going to play devil's advocate there. I mean,
I know.
I talked with Maya Ackerman. She's a musician, and we talked about her books. And I mean, her book just came out, and it's about, you know, creativity and AI. And she said something that opened my eyes in terms of AI. It's the, you know, the AI that we use, like the ChatGPT, the Claude. It's actually, on her opinion, it's in chain. It's in chains, meaning it's not creative enough because we put too many boundaries around it. And for her, because she does a lot of music, she's a pianist herself, if you really unleash AI, you can really unleash some crazy creativity. But you need to unleash it just for a focus task, like create fucking amazing, crazy good music, or
Right.
you know, and don't be constrained into you need to please the humans. You need to be ethical about it, or, you know. She has a point. Creativity comes from we don't know where.
Right. Yeah, and I think back to the DJs. I think about how, I mean, I'm certainly inspired by a lot of things, and I might think of beats mixed with melodies, mixed with certain tones, mixed with certain feelings. Sometimes I do lyrics and whatnot, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes the music is what, just the music alone is what drives me. And to your point, I mean, it's all inspired by, influenced by. I've heard something. I'm, and the word intention. I'm purposefully not using a beat that I heard. I'm inspired by that beat, which may then allow me to say, okay, that's two bass drums and a snare and a couple cymbals, and there's some chimes or whatever, and I'll reform that in a way. Maybe I'll set it off by a half a beat or a quarter beat or whatever, and make it my own. But it's still inspired by something oftentimes.
We
And
don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, we don't
A
know,
lot of times
meaning
yeah,
sometimes you play something and it's inspired, but it's in the back of your mind, it's
right,
completely unconscious, and you don't know.
exactly.
And then
I
somebody
can't.
comes out and is like, dude, that's the Beatles. Or you were playing the other day, remember?
I know.
That
I
I
was just going to
said,
say this. Yeah,
yeah, you
you do it.
said
You
that.
say. Now you say what you heard.
Yeah, I mean, you were playing something, and I'm like, "Are you playing Tracy Chapman?"
Yeah.
And you know, like, and because it was that chord. You know, I could hear that chord. You're like, what? No, it's like I just came up with this, and it was like,
Right.
and to me, it just connected
Right.
like that. You didn't know it. There is 7 notes.
That's
There's
why we
so
joke
many
about that.
chords, right?
Yeah.
I mean, eventually.
If you play, I play guitar by chords. I'm not a picker, so yeah. There's only a few that work well together, and most most musicians, I think, use those chords to create. Now they get in there and mix around and add stuff in, and for me, it's kind of the same. I haven't done much with the guitar in terms of recording. It's mostly keyboard and drums and things, but um, yeah, I think it's hard. And did you start your post with? Did you start your post with?
I
You
said
can't start with.
I
Yeah,
have it here. Um, it's not easy to play something that no one else before has
exactly,
played,
exactly.
and I think it's harder and harder. I think it was a
Yeah,
lot easier, not to take anything away from the Beatles or, you know, those guys, but there was a lot to invent and discover that wasn't done, right? And now I feel like, okay, you really need to go nuts in order to do something that somebody's gonna come and like, yeah, that sounds like Rolling Stone, that sounds like the Beatles, that sounds like ABBA, or it's tough,
right.
you know, it's really, really tough. There is a limit to that. But I love covers. Here's a good example. I love
Okay.
covers, right?
Mm.
I like when some, you know, hard rock band or metal band, they play something and they make it their own. And I'm like, they're reinterpreting a song. Sometimes I like it. more than the original. It's like, Trans-Siberian Orchestra playing classic holiday music and throwing some really distorted guitars. I mean, I've seen them live and it blows my mind. I love that. And you're like, yeah, then they bring some of their own. And you remember that, I bring it up a lot, but the ship of Theseus. When is the ship not Theseus' ship anymore because you change and repaired it so much that none of the original pieces is on it? Is it still a ship or not? And I don't think there is really an answer there, but the thing is, how much do you need to change of a song, or how little you need to change of a song or make it your own? But the truth is, you're declaring that you're using that song, and that's the big difference.
Yeah, it's transparency, honesty, declaration, declaration of intent.
Yeah.
I think, and one of the things that I touch on a little bit in the article, and I think I even included a hint of it in my response to your post, is that who cares, right? So who has a horse in the race? And it's the creator, and who owns the license to the resulting creation. Mm-hmm. And I think beyond that, it's a personal thing. So for me, I like to create in raw form. Like I want to use tools, but I don't want to replace my creative adventure with tools. Mm-hmm. So that's my personal choice. You won't hear any lyrics from me that have gone through AI. You won't hear any music that is sampled from AI. It's all from my head and my fingers. That's my personal choice. Now, whatever I produce, if somebody's reusing it, I'm not going to be very happy unless they ask, right? And if somebody has a record deal and somebody owns the license to the music, whoever owns that license and is making money, licensing it to movies or commercials or for shows or whatever it is, they're not going to be very happy. So beyond those two, I don't know if it's just down to personal choice. I don't know. There may be other things in there, and maybe when we pull a panel together, some other things will come up. But
well, the panel will be good because I mean, I throw a few names there. You throw some other names. I mean, one is the general manager of NAMM. So if he jump in, I'm going to be very happy. I know Michael Sheldrick from Global Citizen and may be joining us, and I think it's going to be amazing. And I think that there is a distinction, and you were going there. So one thing is, it's your art, and nobody should exploit it and making money out of it or sell it as if it was his own. So there is that aspect. Or go out there and say, well, this is my stuff, right? If there are Italian listening now, there's a movie with Benigni and Troisi that they go back in time by some weird magic in the 1300, and they realize they know so much about the future, but they don't really know how to make it. But one of the guy pretend to write these songs to conquer the heart of a lady, and he plays Beatles song like Yesterday, and she loves it. And he's like, yeah, I just wrote this morning. So, okay, he's not making money. It's a funny story. I think it's a great movie. But the point is that's appropriation. It's like go around and say, I did the Mona Lisa, right? But that doesn't stop you from loving the Mona Lisa as a painter, to try to recreate it, and you're not making money out of it, right? So if somebody takes something I've done and I inspire them to do something better on top of that, making their own, I'll be happy. If they steal money from me, then and then no, I'll be pissed. So the intention again and what you do it for. Like let's say an amateur band goes out and you can do it. You go in a bar, you cover a band. Like plenty of people that do that. They make a little bit of money, but they're not going to go and Metallica is not going to go and sue them because they make nothing else. They play Nothing Else Matter. But if they're going to record it, then they're going to hear from them. So,
Right.
And I don't know how AI comes into this, but AI is not art. That's what I said. It's, at least for what I know, it doesn't have the emotions that art require. But it could come out with something really cool. And I don't want to point the finger and say, well, that's shit because AI did it. And there's people that do that. I may say, wow, that's a great drawing that AI did, or that's a really cool song. It's not art. I think art needs emotion.
And so that's a whole completely different part of the conversation, right? What is it good or not? What it generates. And again, I think that's a personal preference.
I have heard good stuff. Haven't
If you
you?
can't tell, and you like it, is it good? I don't know.
All right.
Is it
Okay.
art?
I'm gonna bring you this, and I mentioned that. So, commercial music, really, it's made with cookie cutters, right? It's
there's a formula.
Even before AI, you do the chorus, you get a sample, you do the thing, and I don't want to make names, but it's probably people I wouldn't buy their shit. But people love it. People go and dance out of it. It goes #1. They just can't wait to get it on the radio. And I may say that's not good, but it's kind of in my ear. Okay. So is it that better than what AI does because it's made by human? Or it's a formula, and I don't know, maybe AI going crazy could do something better.
Yeah.
Where do you point the finger?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when we start talking about the quality and what is it, and is it good or bad, and is it art? Does it miss the human piece? And does that matter? There's a lot to talk about there too, and I have opinions on all of those things. I think for the purpose of this conversation, though, it's even with those formulas. Yes, the formula is there. The notes are probably there too, right? It's the same 7 notes. But it's probably somebody, and maybe there's a team of people that are capturing the thoughts and the mind and the moment and the experience and even the environment. Songs during war drum up feelings and emotion, and that comes out in music. Winter, summer,
Holidays.
holiday.
Yeah.
All of that to me comes
Still
together.
human.
Still human. Now, can a human prompt AI to capture all of that as well? Perhaps. With the purpose of this conversation, though, is I don't necessarily like if it does that, and the outcome of the prompt
I'm gonna piss you off.
is based on something that's already done.
I'm gonna piss you
Somebody
off.
else.
For the
All right.
purpose of this conversation, I
right.
will go on 11 Labs, and I'm gonna have it write a song based on this conversation, and you're gonna put it on this.
All right. All embedded in
And
this
we'll
episode.
see how it goes with just 1 minute. Or actually, we can make it even more fun. Here's a good one if you want to do it.
All right.
I'll make a minute song giving my own prompt based on this conversation. I'll
Yeah,
pick
I can do the same.
the genre, you do the same, and then right here at the end, people should listen to it and see what they think. Because it could be a completely different,
I think
opposite interpretation of it.
really
And I know it will be because I know your taste. So
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's going to be fun. You want to do it?
I'll do it.
All right, then people should stay tuned.
that's a good
and
challenge.
listen. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. And then they
And,
can let us know.
Yeah, I think they should let us know what they think of each piece, and I'll even invite them to share their own AI generated
I
music.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the comments,
That's it.
just go
Yeah.
on your AI of choice that makes music, if you have one, or say screw AI record yourself
There you
playing
go.
and say, here's
I
my
like that.
version of it. It can be a flute, a bass, stand-up bass,
Yeah.
whatever you want. It can be the maracas. I don't care. Be Liam Gallagher and play the maracas. It's totally
Yes.
cool. It's totally
Perfect.
fun. All right, I
All right.
love this.
I love it.
That could be a nice challenge. See
Yeah,
if
it could be
people
fun. All
go
right.
with
Well,
it.
we'll both do it. We'll include that here so everybody at the end of this enjoy that. And
I love it.
yeah, thanks for stirring the pot on this one.
Hey, I love when we improv
Yeah,
and
this
we
was
just get on and share our thoughts.
this was something that came to mind just the other day. I decided to write the piece. I had it brewing. I didn't go out last night to an event and finished writing it and putting it together. And yeah, so it's fun to get these ideas out, and hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah, I think everybody has an opinion about this, and we don't need to agree as long as we're nice about it.
Yeah,
As long as we're nice.
exactly.
All right.
All right. Well,
Well, thank
thanks for
you.
doing this, and
Yeah, love it. Anytime.
everybody listening and watching, please stay tuned to Music Involves, and be sure to catch Marco for his shows as well on society and technology and
Storytelling and
storytelling and all kinds of fun stuff.
kid story and
Yeah.
stuff
So
like that.
marcociappelli.com and seanmartin.com
SeanMartin.com.
for all of our goodness. Thanks for listening, watching, subscribing, sharing, and yeah, creating some music and sharing it with us. All right, stay tuned
Cool.
for the next stuff. Thanks, everybody.